Now let's move on to the another topic, that is the excretory system in human being. So this is how the excretory system looks like. So this is the complete system. As you know that every organ system possesses organs. Organs are made up of tissues and tissues are made up of cells. So likewise, in this case, we have a complete system which comprises of organs, tissues and cells. So this is the excretory system. You can see that it consists of two kidneys, a bean-shaped structure, they are called as kidneys, and you can see that a tube running down, a tubular structure going down, that are called as ureters, right? So there are two ureters, or you can say there is a pair of ureter which emerge from each kidney. So we have two kidneys, we have two ureters, and then you can see that they are opening into a sac. That sac is called as urinary bladder, right? And the opening of urinary bladder is called as urethra. So these are the prime organs which are involved in the excretory system. I think you got it. Let's revise it again. We have kidneys, bean-shaped kidneys. Then we have a tubular structure, that is the ureters. Then we have a sac-like structure which is called as urinary bladder. And then we have an opening for the excretion of urine, that is called as urethra. So this is how it looks like. Now it is all about the organs. Now let's move on to the internal structure. So this is how the kidney looks like. Let's focus on the kidney first now. So as you can see, like if I talk about its shape, how it looks like a bean. That is the reason I'm again and again saying that it is a bean shaped, right? So kidneys are basically bean shaped. Now if you look at the internal structure, so we roughly divide the kidney into two parts, right? The outer portion is called as cortex and the inner portion, what you're seeing inside it, is called as medulla, right? So there is the roughly demarcation, that is the cortex, the outer part, and the internal part is called as medulla. Got it? Bean-shaped kidney, then we have cortex, then we have medulla. Now in medulla, you can see that there are the few ducts which are linked together. They are called as ducts of Bellini. They are called as ducts of Bellini. And this pyramid sort of structure which you can see inside, they form renal pyramids. They form renal pyramids. So cortex, medulla, the renal pyramids. Then we have ducts of Bellini, that is the many small ducts which are uniting to form a big duct, that is called as ducts of Bellini, those minute ducts. And then they all are leading into a you can say a tubular structure, that is called as ureter. And the point from where the ureter emerges is called as hilum, that is called as hilum. So I think it's clear. So let's do it again. We have cortex, we have medulla, we have renal pyramids, we have the ureter, we do have the ducts of Bellini, and hilum is the opening from where the ureter emerges out. And we do have the vessels which are concerned with it, that is the renal artery and the renal vein, which is bringing the deoxygenated blood and carrying out the oxygenated blood after the purification. So this is all about the kidney. Now we have learned on an organ level. Now if I talk about at cellular level, we know that every organ is made up of tissue and tissue is made up of cell. That is the reason we call cell as structural and functional unit of life. So likewise, the cell of the excretory system is called as nephron. That is called as nephron. And this is how it looks like. Do not get nervous by looking at its structure. I'm going to simplify it for you. So here we'll divide the complete nephron into different parts, right? Now we'll be taking part one by one. So the first thing, you can see that the cup-shaped structure. You can see that there is a cup-shaped structure, right? And it encloses the tuft of capillaries, right? So the tuft of capillaries, they form glomerulus. They form the glomerulus. And this cup-shaped structure is called as Bowman's capsule. It is called as Bowman's capsule. I think it's clear. Capillaries, they form glomerulus. Cup-shaped structure is Bowman's capsule. And the glomerulus along with this Bowman's capsule, it forms the malaphysian body. It forms the Malpighian body. Now, you can see that a tubular structure is running down. You can see that a tubular structure is arising and it is moving down. It is called as PCT. It is called as PCT. I'm not going to expand these terms. After doing the structure, I'm going to tell you about the complete name. But at this moment, in order to avoid confusion, I want you to learn in the same way that it is called as PCT. A tubule that is called as PCT, which is running down. Now you can see that this tube is again leading into a tube which is going up. That one is descending down and the other which is ascending. So this descending one, it's already clear that it is called as PCT. The one which is ascending up is called as DCT. So here we have the another term, that is, one was the PCT, that is the descending tubular structure, and the ascending one is called as DCT. Now you can see that it leads into a further tubule, and this tubule is called as CT. Right. Now let's expand these abbreviations. PCT specifies proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. And this limb which is going up is called as distal convoluted tubule. That is DCT. Distal convoluted tubule. And the third CT is called as collecting tubule. So I think you got it. PCT, DCT and CT. And this is also you have done, that is the Malpighian body that comprises of glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. Now these vessels are not just limited to the cup-shaped structure. It surrounds the nephron in this manner because these vessels are carrying blood, right? These capillaries are just surrounding the whole nephron. So I think it's clear now. So we can roughly divide this structure into two parts now, because we know that kidney has two parts. One is the cortex, that is the outer portion, and the inner one is called as medulla. So we can divide this nephron into two halves, right? So in first half, you can see that there is, on the upper side, we have the cup-shaped structure, that is the Bowman capsule, some part of PCT, some part of DCT. So this portion lies in cortex of kidney, right? Now, on the lower side, you can see that we have this U-shaped structure, which is formed by descending limb of PCT and ascending limb of DCT, right? And we do have a CT also in this portion, that is the collecting tubule. So this U-shaped structure and the CT, they lie in the medulla of kidney. So this portion lies in the cortex of kidney and this portion lies in the medulla of kidney. And one more important thing, that this U-shaped structure plays an important role, and it has a specific name, that is loop of Henle, or we can call it as Henle's loop, right? So Henle's loop is this U-shaped structure which is formed by the descending limb of PCT and ascending limb of DCT. So this is Henle's loop or loop of Henle's, and it plays an important role. And now what role does it play, we are going to discuss afterwards. So I think till now the structure of nephron is clear. So again, just we'll do a recap, because this is quite complex structure, and whenever you will get a question like this to write about the urine formation or the excretory system of man, you need to draw all the diagrams. So in this chapter, all the diagrams are very, very important, right? So I think at this moment, we are at a position to answer that what exactly is the excretory system of man, that is the kidneys, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. We all know about it now. Second, you know about the kidney now, that in kidney we have the cortex, medulla, we have the renal pyramids, we have the ducts of Bellini, and we do have the ureter, hilum, and the renal artery and renal vein. Now, the nephron is also clear. Now, we'll be using all these three diagrams in the process that is called as urine formation. So, I think it's clear now.
We the educators, multiple educators of physics, chemistry, bio, maths. This is our promo video. इस वीडियो में हमसे अगर कुछ रह गया हो या छूट गया हो या आपको ऐसा लगे कि हमें इसमें और कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट करनी चाहिए, so please comment and do let us know. Please like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon for all our updates. Above all, if you want to buy full video, then contact us on the following numbers: 9034703663, 8968176386, or 9915615800. Or you can also write to us at diyaeducates@gmail.com.